What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from, the Jeremy Hambley channel. I hope, if you haven't yet, that you'll subscribe to this channel. It's my personal channel. It allows me to kind of cover whatever I want, be a little less restricted in the things that I say and cover, and I'm glad that you're here. We've been getting kind of a little mini pop of information in terms of the upcoming trial of Tyler Robinson, the suspected assassin of Charlie Kirk. We also got some interesting interview testimony from a close personal friend of both Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson that shed a lot of light on a situation in which I believe where Tyler Robinson was groomed. I believe Tyler Robinson was taken advantage of through plying him with drugs and substances by Lance Twiggs. That's what I believe. I don't have any evidence of it, but this relationship looks like that, where Tyler Robinson was essentially turned into Lance Twiggs' caretaker because he suffered severe mental psychosis issues, severe addiction issues, and I believe manipulated Tyler Robinson into this act. I think the evidence will prove me right long term. I know there are a lot of people that believe there are many other theories here. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong. I just care if the right person gets locked up. Now, interestingly, a new article came out this morning. Charlie Kirk's suspect's trans lover has now been missing for 6 weeks. Now missing for 6 weeks. That's a long time. Now, I believe that he is turning state's witness. I believe that he is undoubtedly in witness protection. Why do I believe this? Well, this is somebody who was addicted to being online, addicted to video games. And the day after Tyler Robinson turned himself in on September the 11th, that was the last day he ever posted in his Discords. He ever logged in and used any of his online accounts. The last day he logged into his Steam account, the last day he logged into his, posted anything in his Discord. You don't go cold turkey when you're addicted to the internet. The only thing that really explains that is he's in a place without internet. My guess is the state is trying to get him clean. He's probably in some sort of rehab facility or witness protection because they can't have a drug addict testifying. They can't have a drug addict as their star witness. I still also believe that Tyler Robinson was groomed. I don't think Tyler Robinson was actually gay. I think that he, it was reported by his friend that he was still a virgin at 18 or 19. Nothing wrong with that. But then he moved in with this guy who plied him with drugs and alcohol and then was participating in these bedroom acts. And it was also reported that Tyler Robinson was unable to complete these acts, probably because he was not gay. St. George, Utah, the trans lover of Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin seemingly vanished from his hometown 6 weeks after the political assassination that shook the country. Lance Twiggs has been on the down low. Well, he's not really on the down low since his boyfriend. Oh, wait, isn't that what they say when you are gay? You're on the down low? I don't know. Since his boyfriend, Tyler Robinson, allegedly took the life of Charlie Kirk, then sent a string of text messages to him admitting it. Now, I do believe, I've said this yesterday, or many times actually along the way as the investigation has kind of carried out. I believe there's a non-zero percent chance that there's a non-zero percent chance that Lance Twiggs actually did this, and that Tyler Robinson was covering up for him with these text messages. The one big hole in that is that Lance Twiggs couldn't even leave his house. He was a total recluse. He did not have any history, any training with firearms. He, far we know, he's never even fired a weapon. We know that Tyler Robinson was a hunter. He had access to the weapon, all this kind of stuff. But I believe at the bare minimum, Lance convinced Tyler to do this. That's what I believe. I can't prove that. It's just my speculation. Robinson made a brief court appearance yesterday where he mounted the legal argument that fellow accused political assassin Luigi Mangione used in his case. The Utah native asked to be allowed to wear civilian clothes in future appearances, arguing that the jail jumpsuit could prejudice the jury pool against him. He also asked to appear in court without shackles. By the way, I understand why you grant this. I understand why you would grant this as a judge. Innocent until proven guilty. I don't think I can actually make a legal argument against it. It's just, I have this emotional reaction. And again, I admit it, that when you're Luigi Mangione and you take a father's life in cold blood for no reason, when you're, allegedly, or when you're Tyler Robinson, you take Charlie Kirk's life for no reason, allegedly. I don't really want to see you wearing a $5,000 suit that was paid for by a GoFundMe. That's not what I want. The judge granted him his first request, but denied the second. In a partial win for Robinson, Mangione made a similar argument in his case, though it does not appear his judge was as agreeable, as he was subsequently seen in federal lockup fatigues. See, that's how you do it. Robinson is set to appear again, not until January 16th, and his arraignment has been set for January 30th, so keep those days kind of in your calendar. These are big days. Robinson and Twiggs, whom authorities are referring to with masculine pronouns, moved in together some time after the latter's devout Mormon parents booted him from his home, because he was drug-addicted, pain in the rear end. They may have since reconciled. Twiggs' Venmo account shows several payments from his parents over the past 2 years, with descriptions including prescriptions and gas money. The latest payment from his dad occurred just weeks before Kirk was assassinated. It's unclear whether Twiggs is living with his parents or even still in St. George, 4 hours away from Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Twiggs' car, an Infiniti FX35, is now parked in his parents' driveway. Jesse Riley, who lives just a few houses down from Twiggs and Robinson's apartment, said he could not recall seeing any activity from the property since Robinson, also 22, turned himself over. That's because Lance Twiggs is not there. Lance Twiggs is not at his parents' house. He is not at his old apartment either. He's in FBI custody. That's what I believe. Now, he may be being charged as a co-conspirator, but I would argue that seems less likely, because I don't know how long you can keep somebody without charging them. So, I would expect by now he would be charged. It's a quiet neighborhood. You know your neighbor on your left and on your right, but people are pretty isolated. Twiggs has had a fraught relationship with his strict Mormon parents, but the reasons why are disputed. There's his dad. A family member told Fox News that Twiggs wasn't being respectful and was problematic, used drugs, and was addicted to online gaming. Others close to Twiggs tell a different story. Members of the Nielsen family, who gave Twiggs a place to crash after he got kicked out, described the then teen as a good kid who studied hard and cared about his friends. I loved Lance. His parents kicked him out of the house. He was living with us. His parents never sat right with my family, said Braylon Nielsen, 19, whose brothers were close with Twiggs and members of a group chat with him, as well as Tyler Robinson. He had straight A's. He was very hardworking, not a big partier. Well, that's just not true. He was definitely using drugs and alcohol. Now, maybe that was only now, not during high school, though. Twiggs' former teacher seemed to agree. Everything I heard of him, he was a great kid. He was nice. He worked hard. Well, that was before he got indoctrinated by the trans cult, too, until he decided he was trans and everything went downhill. What a coincidence. The parents seem to have reconciled with their prodigal son, at least somewhat. Investigators say that Twiggs received a string of messages from Robinson describing the incident, hiding the weapon, and a struggle to escape. Court documents show him confessing to his lover in text messages, which we already know. Look, I think that he's in... Now, some people are saying, well, this is because he was an FBI plant or something like that. I think that, that they're in witness protection and that they're going to be the star witness at the trial. That's what I believe. He's in police protective custody. That's what I believe. Detransitioning somewhere in quiet, probably. Again, he has not been seen anywhere in the last 6 weeks. He's been missing now for 6 weeks. But I believe that he is in police custody. That's really, I think the answer is really that simple. Now, does he think You know, I wrote he's state's witness. He's a witness protection. It's also my opinion that he groomed Tyler and abused him, got him to carry out the assassination. You know, the Substack has most of the information. After watching and reading the Substack, I'm of opinion that Lance Twiggs was the catalyst for Tyler Robinson's actions on 9/10. If Tyler was a shooter, he's still innocent until proved guilty. Magic nights, Lance went nuts. The entire downstairs became his nest. Experiments, growing mold in Tupperware and mugs. I mean, yeah, that's what my opinion is. That he almost certainly was groomed into it. Again, if he was the shooter, there are questions. You know, there's the exit wound question. There's all these other questions that people are asking, but these messages, everything about this, which I've covered on this channel, seem to me that Tyler Robinson was probably groomed, probably also crazy near the end there. He thought he was protecting Lance Twiggs, is what I'm guessing, and maybe even impressing him by assassinating Charlie Kirk. I would like to know, I would like to see somebody in law enforcement actually comment and say like he's in police custody, because if he's actually missing, then we have a big problem. If he's not in police custody, we have a big problem here. I hope you're informed by the video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.